Good morning, good morning, everyone. Listen, folks, I got to get inside, but before I go inside, I wanted you to be able to see. It's kind of cloudy today and a little windy and rainy, but this is where we're staying here in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. It's a beautiful place. We're actually going to pin the information. Oh, got a little water on my camera. so so listen, folks, we're going to get back inside, but I wanted you to see this. We're going to pin the link to where we're staying up there. And when you see that and you want to book the same short-term rental space, listen, you mentioned P.I.L.L method, okay? Mention P.I.L.L method and see what the owner does for you. But anyway, Jared, back to you while I move inside. Thank you so much, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Gonna mute you, Kurt. There's feedback. All right. Hey, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the P.I.L.L Method Club. Hey, what's up, Laura? I see you down there. What's up to the hippos? I see y'all. I got my hippos as well. Definitely part of the stampede. But hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the P.I.L.L Method Club. This is, in my opinion, the most powerful room on Clubhouse because there's no other place on Clubhouse or anywhere else in the world where they're showing you how to take a 30 to 40-year mortgage and pay it off in 7 to 10 years by using the P.I.L.L method. So if you've never heard of the P.I.L.L method before, I would love for you to go to the top of the screen where the greenhouse is. Go ahead and click that, follow the club, and then go to the about description. It describes it in a very concise Cliff Notes version way. But what you're going to be able to do over the next 2 hours is get a deep dive into how to look at your refinance, how to look at your mortgage, how to look at your credit card debt situation, and also how to pay your student loan off in years versus having it hold you down for a lifetime. So would love for you to go ahead and click that lower left-hand corner where these number 2 is and share this room with the hallway and click that plus sign. If you know anybody that is about to buy a home that's been saddled with debt, or it's just been saddled with interest costs, this is definitely the room that they want to be in. And we've been changing people's perspectives and changing lives in this room 4 days a week, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Sundays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The biggest and baddest real estate influencers come in here and their jaws are dropped and they're taking notes because the banks don't teach you this. Schools don't teach you this because they do not want you to know how to read. This is equivalent of in the slavery days. The slave masters knew if the slaves knew how to read and educate themselves, they would revolt. If people knew about the P.I.L.L method, they would never pay mortgages the way that they do now. So you're lucky because you're actually going to be able to read amortization charts in a different way based off of this room. So make sure you stick around. And if you want to see the examples live on your screen, Dawn is streaming this on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So what you can do is go to your iPad, your desktop, or your laptop, type in ice10klive.com, and then you can choose whichever 4 options you prefer. And you'll be able to see Dawn throw these examples on the screen and walk you through the numbers so you can digest exactly how much money you're going to save using this method, which is tens of thousands, and depending on your mortgage, hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime that you can take from spending on the bank and convert it into your kids' inheritance, or invested in new real estate properties, or invested in crypto, or invested in some hippos, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass the mic back to Don so he can formally introduce himself. As you ping people into the room, we're going to do some quick mod introductions, and then we're going to get into the content. So this room is 2 hours long. We love for it to be interactive. So if you have questions, just click that hand raising button. Everybody gets on stage. There are no bad questions because this is all new information. And we look forward to blowing your mind with this content. So feel free to raise your hand though, because it never fails. 30 minutes, 15 minutes, we'll have like 7 hands raised because people start realizing, oh crap, this could actually save me, a couple, 10, 20, 40, $50,000 this year, right? And they want to come on stage and we run out of time because Don gets really detailed with the descriptions. So make sure you get on stage and save a spot in line right now. And if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, you won't be left out. Just write your questions as detailed as possible in the chat section, and we'll make sure to add you to the queue as well. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic back to Don.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we
All
can.
right, so this is what we're doing, folks. We were out hiking, and I mean, it was like a 150-foot hike. I mean, down to the beach, and so I still have my hiking clothes on. I really don't have my I usually have my uniform shirt on, but I'm telling you that we are having such a good time here. I see 29 people total in the room. Please hit those arrow buttons and get some people in the room. Tell them something about what you know. If you've been here already, if you know the content that is going to be given today, go ahead and start getting some people in here. And don't be afraid to bring your questions to the stage. My name is Don Daniel. I'm your interest cancellation expert. I am here because I happened to take a look at an amortization schedule, and what I saw was amazing. I have Asperger's. Some people call it Asperger's, but it's actually autism. And but with my autism, I can actually see the patterns in the amortization schedule that no one talks about. So the interest rate you're quoted, folks, is not the interest rate you pay. If you have a 3% mortgage on a 30-year amortization, guess what? You're going to pay back 51% of what you borrow. Let me give you a quick example. $200,000 mortgage, $200,000 you borrow for 30 years at 3%. The bank wants you to pay back $103,000 in interest over 30 years. Folks, how is that 3%? That's 51% all day long. And it gets worse from there. So listen, folks, we're going to show you some things that you never thought of before, like trying to get the lowest interest rates possible can be hurtful to your situation. Lowering your term from a 30 to a 15, never do it. Never get a 20, never get a 25, always get a 30 or a 40 year mortgage, because we show you how to pay those things off in 7 to 9 years. So listen, don't saddle yourself with high payments trying to get out of debt. We're going to show you how to use those longer term mortgages to your advantage. So everything you've ever learned about lending, throw it out the window. Come on, just throw it out. There's a new sheriff in town. We need you to learn the new financial literacy. The old financial literacy, gone. Do you know why it's gone? Here's why. Because no matter how old you are, if you're listening to this, if you know people who have mortgages, just count how many people you know that have a mortgage that actually paid it off. It's going to be less than 10% of the people you know. Folks, that's the old literacy. If the old literacy was actually working, then why are 90% of us failing to do what we set out to do? So obviously it's not working. The old information it benefits the bank. It doesn't benefit us. And in fact, if the old financial literacy was working, then why aren't there more books out there talking about how to beat amortization? There's only one book on Amazon out of 33 million titles. One book that explains how amortized loans actually work and how to defeat it. One, and that's the P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt. Folks, the old stuff doesn't work. It works great for the bank. I take that back. It works great for the bank, but it's time out that it stops working for the bank and it starts working for the consumer. We exist to help the consumer stop paying interest to the way that the banks want them to. Cut your interest costs by 75% and invest it in fabulous vacations like this one. So invest it in your family, invest it in your generational wealth, but stop giving it to the bank, ladies and gentlemen. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. Perfect. So I see Annette came on stage. Thank you so much, Annette, for coming on stage. The way you ask a question will help because the answer that Don will give and the detail he's going to give you to help you in your situation will help everybody else in the room. So please be like Annette, raise your hand, come on stage. We love for this room to be interactive, but Don does have plenty of examples he can go through with the thousands of customers he's helped over the last 15 years. But with that being said, we're gonna go through some quick moderator introductions, and then we're gonna get straight to Annette. So raise your hands as we go through those introductions and make sure that you connect with all these moderators. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip myself for the sake of time, and let's go straight to 10K cards. You got it.
Super good morning, family. How are you? When we heard what Don was doing and the impact it's actually having on homeowners, we had to get involved 100%. So while you're in the room today, guys, Don is going to break down to you how when the bank says 3%, they're literally charging approximately 50% on your loan. So if you want to pay 51%, is not a problem, but be told the truth about it and make your mature decision. So we're in the room here to support Don, and we're going to make sure that everyone that get a copy of his book to learn more about the P.I.L.L method also receive a 10K card. So with that said,
Uh-oh. We lost
Okay.
10K.
Jared, back to you.
All right. Yeah. So check out, if you look at the top, that link right there, that's a 10K card. So Don and 10K have a partnership where if you buy his book, you get a 10K card. And we'll talk about that a lot more later in the show. Up next, we're going to pass the mic to Kenyatta.
Good morning, good people. I'm Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com, and I'm your real estate professional out of the states of Illinois, Florida, and Georgia. And what that means is I can assist you with finding great deals with great returns. I can also fund that deal as a lender and a commercial lending broker, and I am the official commercial and business purpose loan officer here in the P.I.L.L method. So if you need anything concerning business, let me know. Your fix and flips, let me know. And also, I'm here with the P.I.L.L method because I believe in this, okay? I am able to show my clients that they have a blind spot with interest rates, and I'm able to show them how to cancel that interest and therefore get them into another loan, quite frankly. But right now, what I want you guys to do to go to ice10klive.com. And I want you to pick between YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, how you want to view these examples so you can see just how we get this done. Good morning, and share alike.
Thank you so much, Queen Kenyatta. I'm Tiffany, the Y CEO here on Clubhouse. I'm an executive business coach, and I'm in the high net worth multi-use commercial property space. And I'm an award-winning entrepreneur, keynote speaker, and I moderate a lot of different places. And I also serve as a medium of exchange. I love that because I'm able to help you get the bag by ensuring that you are actually fundable. So when you tap into Queen Kenyatta, you actually qualify. So I spread my message of empowerment and perseverance here on Clubhouse to a wide range of audiences. We have amazing rooms, amazing speakers, and we're getting ready for our next summit. And I just want to let you know, make sure you tap in because we're going to be giving away a lot of free content in the coming weeks as we lead up to Women's Month. And that's in March. So through the free content, all the online trainings, the virtual events that we have coming, we're making a massive difference and having a huge impact. So we're here to help you truly build a life that you love, that's one of a kind, that's brilliant, that's tailored just for you. So you can tap into me at wiseceo10k.com. That's wiseceo10k.com. And you can join my club at wiseceo.club. God bless.
All right. My name is Kirk Nugent. I get to serve as your producer for this show. I'm a former missionary and IT exec turned content creator and live video coach. I've been given the title Geek Speaker Preacher, and it really embodies my passions: technology, media, speaking, and ministry. While I'm growing intentionally on a number of social media platforms, my primary focus is on YouTube, where I teach small businesses, entrepreneurs, and faith-based entities how to harness the power of live video. Your live stream is your digital storefront. I want that to sink in. Don Daniel is a perfect example of that, and we're excited to partner with the P.I.L.L method. If you want to learn how to harness the power of live video, tap in with me at kirk10klive.com. Thank you.
All right, up next, got us.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Rose Laura Lewis. I'm also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit. I help improve my clients their credit so that way they can gain access to capital, whether you want to buy that new car, your first home, or second, or start your business. I help improve your personal credit so that way you can gain access to additional capital, other people's money, and also build business credit because I am also a business credit consultant. So definitely tap in with me if any of you guys are interested. My link is creditgoddess10k.com. And of course, I'm here to enjoy the presentation that Don always awesomely do. So if you guys have any credit question, I am here for you guys.
Yes, yes. And my name is Jared. I just say, just click on my bio, read it, check out my replays. If any of these replays interest you, watch them. And if you enjoy the replays, feel free to follow me so you can be in these rooms and get the value out of the type of rooms that I do. I'm all about generational wealth building, getting people jobs and results. All right, cool. So I want to get into this content though. So here's the fun part. This is where Don shows off the pill method and helps people in this room. So again, feel free to raise your hand and come on stage as Annette gets her question answered. Closed mouths don't get fed. And we want to make sure that you have the best opportunity to save the most money and reinvest that money you're saving from the banks into your kids, into your hobbies, your passions, your family. So click that hand raising button and come on stage. With that being said, Annette, please ask your question. And while she's speaking, click that number 5 in the corner and share this room. All right, Annette, you got it.
Thank you. Good morning. Super excited to ask this question. I've listened to you a few times in this room. I didn't have any information on my specific situation. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be closing on a house in about 2 months. And I have a loan that I'm taking out for, well, the home value, and tell me if I'm like giving information that you don't necessarily need. So I'm going to try to ask my question as, precisely as possible here. But I have a house that's going to be 536,000. And my situation is that I have a lot of cash to put down because I sold a home, and so I'm putting down between $200,000 and $250,000 in cash. That's been sitting in a money market, which I know is terrible, but that's where it's at. And the reason why I'm doing that, I guess, is because I'm a business owner and I've never overly paid myself. So I've always been told from my loan officer that, having cash will help get that loan. So I have the cash where, I'm also selling a home that I'll be putting more towards that. But technically my loan that I'm taking out is going to be 200,000, around 200,000. It's a 30-year loan right now. That's what it's set up for. So I was glad to kind of hear that mentioned, because I actually was thinking maybe I should get a shorter term loan. And they quoted me at an interest rate of 2.87, but that probably is going to be different here. So I would love to know if you have if you need any other information on that. Otherwise, my goal would be to get this paid off as soon as possible. And what you've been teaching sounds incredibly amazing to me. So,
Annette, how are you doing?
yeah. Well, I'm very, very good. I'm excited to ask this question. So I'm sorry if
Well, listen,
I'm asking it in the best way.
Listen, you're asking it in a perfect way. You're asking it in a way that most people in your situation would ask it. Oh my gosh. You're following what the financial gurus and the financial experts are telling you to do to save money. Obviously, on a 30-year loan, if you have a loan for, what was the original amount? because I'm going to start putting this on the screen here. Kurt, let me know if you've got this for us, the amortization calculator.
Yep, I've got it. I'm going to get it on the screen here in a second.
So, Annette, tell us what the original amount of the loan again. The total amount.
Well, 200,000.
That's the loan, but give me how much your property is worth. I mean, how much would you have to borrow?
536,000. That includes closing costs, though.
536,000. All right. So now,
yeah.
let's just say that you are going to put some money down if on a $536,000 home. But let's just say we put the minimum down. And so I'm not even going to go there right now. Let's just work from the 536,000. Okay. And then we are comparing that with let me put a new tab up. Okay. And let's see here. We're going to put in Brett Whistle again. BRRRR. Okay. Now, if you make the down payment, how much will the loan be if you make the down payment? Annette, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they said if I pay 200,000, shoot, I just had this information up for you too.
Oh, that's okay. Listen, take your time.
Oh gosh. So the loan would be, well, they only wanted me to take a loan for 200,000. So it would be 300 and I'd have to come up with 330,000 cash.
Okay, so $200,000, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you said the interest rate was something?
2.87 is what they have on the
2.87 for 30
documents.
Okay, so let me show you what that is. So we're going to click on that, and if you can get to a computer or tablet, you can actually see, you're good, excellent. So you see your numbers on here, right?
Well, can you tell me the site to see you live again? Because I was trying to catch that.
All right. Well, if you go to click on put in ice10klive.com, you can choose whichever way you want to watch it. So you can go to LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook and find out where it says live and click on that. So tell me which one you're using. I'll show you what to do next.
I clicked on the Facebook.
Okay, click on the Facebook.
I see you. Yep.
Okay, great. So here's what we're talking about here, and for us to talk to you on whatever your tablet or your computer, please turn down the sound on your tablet or computer all the way down. So we're going to talk through Clubhouse. All right. So now here's the 200,000, and I'm going to compare that with the other one, and then we're just going to put this one at 3%. Okay, because obviously they're going to charge you a little bit more for a 30-year mortgage. So we'll put that there. Boom. All right. And so let me ask you. All right. You say you're in business?
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing we have to take a look at is, can we afford the payment if we don't put a lot down? All right. And that would be, and I'm just going to, for this example, we're just going to pretend that whatever the payment is on your house, you can make it, because I want to give you some good advice when it comes to putting money down on a mortgage. Would that be okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's where we are. So the payment on this loan would be $2,259.80. Okay, and the at 3%, the bank would want $277,528 in interest on this loan. Okay, so number one, it's a high payment, and it's a high interest cost over 30 years. And folks, this is how this loan is sold. It's sold over a 30-year payment, and all the numbers are according to a 30-year time period. So that's how it's sold. Over 30 years, this is how much you would pay. But keep that in mind. But now we're going to take a look at the other loan, which is $829.25, much lower payment, okay? And the interest cost on the 30-year loan is $98,000. So that's how it's sold. They're comparing two 30-year loans. Annette, is this the first time you've been in our room?
It's probably the second or
Oh,
third,
okay.
but short periods of time.
Okay, so you already know that we're talking to folks about how to pay off loans in 7 to 9 years. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, so if we're talking paying off loans in 7 to 9 years, all the numbers that the bank is quoting you for a 30-year time period, they don't even apply, do they?
No.
Not at all. So we're not looking at these numbers. We have to be looking at different numbers, all right, to figure out if this is going to be a good deal for us. So I'm going to put a calculator on the screen. And Kurt, tell me if you can see the calculator.
Not yet.
Not yet. So I need to do a new share.
No. Did you? I guess it depends on how you shared it. Did you share the whole screen? I thought you did.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's stop sharing and let's go back, and we're going to figure this thing out. Because see, I only have one screen now since we're traveling, folks. So let me go back to here, and then we're going to see about sharing the whole screen.
Yeah, maybe you just shared the Chrome.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this, and then boom, there, and then we're going to
switch back.
Okay, switch back to this one, and okay, so now let's go ahead and
good.
Okay. Now I'm going to try to put the calculator.
Yep.
We got it.
Yep.
Okay, so we got the calculator up. And then on the other one, now we're going to put in 277,528, 277,528, 277,528. All right. And now we are going to take a look at subtracting 98,530. And I need somebody to take some notes from me. So equals, all right. So the bank is saying if you put that money down, okay, you're going to save $178,000 on this loan. So I'm going to write some of this down too. $178,000. So that would be quite tempting, wouldn't it, Annette?
It sure would, yeah.
Okay, and that's how it's sold. So get this loan instead of that loan. 178,998. But they're comparing two 30-year loans. Don't forget that. So let's go back to. We're going to go back to the other one. All right. So this is 536. Let's say, because if you can make the payment, my advice would be to get this loan instead of the other one, even though you can say, what, $178,000? So let's take a look at this. So if we take a look at this loan here, we have on the very first payment in that, how much do we have going to principal?
$919.80.
And how much going to interest?
$1,340.
All right, so that's a lot of money. Okay, so if we were to make this payment, okay, and do you see the principal payment on line 2?
Yes.
Okay, so if we were to make this payment, let's say in the first month of your mortgage, and then turn around and add an additional $922.10. So we're going to take the principal payment from line 2. I'm not explaining how my program works. I'm just explaining how the bank makes its money and how unreasonable it is. Okay, so here's what we're talking about: making our first payment, taking a look at principal payment number 2, and here's my question to you, Annette. Do we have to wait till February to give the bank the 922.10? If we
No, I
start,
think I do remember you saying that you want to do the first 3 months
okay, so if
with
we were to
no.
prepay this number in the
Mhm.
same month we make the first payment, okay, we would be paid down to line 2 on our amortization schedule, wouldn't we? And you,
Yes, we would.
okay, there you go. And that would make our next payment for the next month actually on line 3 of our schedule. We knock out payment number 2 if we give the bank this money early, and we eliminate this much interest by doing that. Isn't that amazing?
It really is. So I don't want to jump the gun, but is it always that you're going to be paying one ahead then?
Well, here's what we're going to be
Oh,
taking a look at,
yeah.
Annette. We're going to be
That's
taking
amazing.
a look at how much money you have available to do that, and we're going to show you how to make sure that the money is always available. You
Mhm.
just want to give the bank back their money and do it in a way that it disrupts their timing, which makes it impossible for them to charge you interest. Okay?
Okay.
All right, great. And when we do that, it's only going to be based on the amount of money you have available, which would be different from the amount of money your neighbor would have, or your friend would have, even in another city. We're going to do this according to your budget, not anyone else's. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Yep.
So I'm going to put, it's raining here, so I'm going to try to put my AirPods in so I can hear. All right. And let me see if I can get this to work. All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Uh-oh,
I can hear
not
you.
working. I gotta go back. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
It sounded better before. Yeah.
I don't think we can hear you now, though, Don. I see you talking, but I don't think we can hear you now. No, not hearing you. I still see you talking, but I don't think we're hearing you. But I think you're muted in StreamYard, Don. In StreamYard, you're muted. Not on your. Yeah. Okay, you got you unmuted in StreamYard now, but your camera's off.
Okay, but I can't. Let me see here. I'm trying to get here. All right. Yeah. Are we good?
I can hear you, but your camera's off.
Okay, I know. All right. All right. So there we go. All right.
All right, we're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back. Okay, folks. Sorry about that, Annette. Listen, the guy you see that's
No
handling this,
worries.
he can do all this stuff in his sleep. I'm still I'm still learning.
Oh, the trials and tribulations of being in paradise.
That's right, Tiffany. So
Uh,
Don, just change your screen and I'll bring it back up.
all right, so we're going to go ahead and change the screen.
Yep.
All right, there we go. All right, so here's what we're talking about. So we just found out if we make a prepayment of $922.10, we eliminate $1,337.70 in interest, and we eliminate one whole payment with just $922. Okay? All right.
Yep.
So let's take a look at all the money in cumulative principal. That's $11,190.64 for 1 year. That's 1 year's principal. But if we look over to the right, how much interest does the bank want in 1 year? Annette?
Sorry, I'm writing things down. $15,926.96.
Okay, so listen, you can actually watch the replay on this, and
True. I know it's the teacher in me. Sorry.
that's quite all right. Listen, if you're a teacher, I'm already going to apologize for the sleep you're not going to get tonight, because you will not be satisfied until you teach everybody this. I'm just saying, that's what happens to teachers. So I apologize early for the sleep you're not going to get.
Okay.
All right. So now, this is the money the bank wants us to pay over a year. But here's my question to you, Annette. Do we have to pay the $11,190.64 over?
No, because if I'm correct, we've been paying that off a little bit in prior payments.
Right. So do we have to pay this in 12 monthly installments?
I'm gonna guess no.
All right, great. If we had it, could we give it to the bank all at one time, and would they subtract it from what we owe?
Yes.
And then we would be paid down to the principal balance on line 12 in 1 month, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
how about that? Then what would happen to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12? What would happen to all those?
they would have to take them off their. They'd be
Cancel.
gone. Yeah,
Just
cancel.
like school on a snow day. Cancel.
Yep.
All right. So here's what it is. Now, but interest is a little different from snow days. You have to make up snow days, don't you?
Yes. Supposed
To a certain point. To a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
point. But this interest you save, you never have to pay back. Never.
Yeah,
So,
I mean that's amazing.
so you can actually give this money to the bank, be paid down to line 12, not for
Okay.
$15,926.96, but for only $1,340 $340 in interest. How's that sound?
I think it sounds really good.
Okay, now we're going to get to your question with this little bit of background. What if you had this loan? You would still have all of your money in the bank, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Now, if you had that same amount of money you were going to put as a down payment, what if you were to pay it as a prepayment to this loan? Not 11,000, but how much were you going to put down?
Well, probably 330,000 between the cash and the sale of the home.
Okay, so $330,000.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you paid down $330,000, you can put it down as one payment, or you can put it down as several payments. Let's see what would happen if you put it down as one payment, adding it to your first payment here. So I'm going to scroll down to cumulative principal $330,000. It's going to take me a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. We're down to 200,000. Here we go. And we're almost here. $330,000. 256. Line 256. Okay. So if we put the calculator back on the screen, can you see it, Kurt?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So we're going to take $330,000. That's 256 payments. Clear that out. 56 divided by 12. Okay, about 21 years. That would mean you'd have about 9 years left. Okay, so here's what they want you to do. They want you to take your hard-earned money.
Oh my God.
Put it on this loan. Okay, have a $200,000 mortgage for 30 years. Or you can get the you can get the entire amount, put your money down as a prepayment, and knock off 21 years on a 30-year loan and have the same amount left.
Wow.
So Annette, you tell me, are they giving you good advice?
No, they're not. And it's insane that this is, but they have to make their money too. You always wonder, how do they make their money? This is crazy. The issue, and I'm going to look into this now, is that I never qualified for that much of a loan. My credit's excellent and all that. I don't need to get into all of it, but it's just
Right.
I've never had the income to come in. So for me, maybe it's a matter of getting the largest loan that I can and kind of going through this same scenario.
Right.
I don't
So
know if I would be able to get the 536, but
that's
this
okay.
this is crazy. Very
So
eye-opening.
So what you want is put down the least amount of money you can to get into your loan.
Okay.
And we'll show you. Now, you're not going to put all that money down at one time either. We're going to show you how to use the rest of your money strategically to save. Now, we are supposed to save $178,000 in interest over what the bank was telling you. Says if you take this loan over this loan, it's going to save you $178,000 in interest, correct?
Yes.
Okay, but if we take that and put the $330,000 down, how much interest have we saved already in 1 month?
17.
Uh-uh.
Right. 249,000.
There you go.
Yeah.
Listen to that. I just crack myself up because I love doing this example. They want to save you
it is.
$178,000 over a 30-year period. We're going to show you how to save. You could possibly save almost $250,000 over 1 month. Oh my gosh. We should have the whole audience up here raising their hands trying to get on stage. Is hand raising turned off or something?
I don't know, but y'all better clip that. Y'all better clip that. Clip.
Yeah, it's
Miss Annette, do you have any other questions for us?
no. I'm gonna listen to the replay and look into finding out how to get in contact with you guys more, just to really nail this down for me. So
okay,
yep.
So here's what's going to
happen. Thank you so much.
Here's what's going to happen, Miss Annette. If you work with us and go to our ice10klive.com and then click on the button Get a Savings and Earnings Report, we can run these numbers for you based on your actual numbers you're going to get when you pre-qualify for the least amount paid down. We don't care about the interest rate because the interest rate is already a lie. Okay, so don't let them fool you and say, well, if you do this, you're going to have a slightly higher interest rate. Let me tell you something. The lower the interest rate, the harder it is to pay off the loan early. I'll show you those numbers when we talk in person. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on that button, fill out all the information there, and we're going to get a private consultation, and we'll go over all of this for you. And now you'll be able to get out of debt on this loan by using your money more strategically. You're going to pay off this loan in about 7 to 9 years instead of 30 years to never.
Love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Annette, for bringing your question to the stage. You just helped a lot of people. And if you want, folks, if you want to know what we call this at the P.I.L.L method, it's called down payment deception. Don't be fooled. Don't take your money to put it as a down payment. Take your money and use it as prepayments to the loan. You knock off years and you save interest like no other way on earth. Please don't follow the bank's example and use your money as a down payment. Never, ever put more than you need to as a down payment to get into the loan. Thank you, Mr. Nett. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Annette, for coming to the stage. Really appreciate it. And again, and also thank you, C-Lock, for coming to the stage as well. We're really excited to get into your question. So yeah, it would love for you to share this room. If you found that example powerful, if it opened up your eyes, we want you to help open up more people's eyes as well. So in that bottom left-hand corner, there's a 10 button, there's a 10 icon. I would love to see that rise up to 15, 20, 25, 30. What you can do is click that, and then at the very top, it says share on Clubhouse. Go ahead and click that button, and you can type in why you're recommending the room and then click share. This is a powerful way to make this room rise up to the top so that people can understand how to pay off their mortgages in 7 to 10 years, or get in here to ask questions about generational wealth building. All right. Also, I would love for you to make sure that you follow the club, the greenhouse at the top, and make sure you're following Don as well. And make sure you also check out the moderators, 10K, Kenyatta, YCO, Kirk, Credit Goddess, and Valley. All right. And last but not least, if you want to invite specific people in the room that you know could really use this information, they're about to do a big financial purchase of a house or a financial purchase of a car, or they're in student loan debt, go and click that plus sign and invite them individually into the room as well. So with that being said, we're going to get to the next question. If you want to see this live on your screen, you can go to your laptop, iPad, or desktop and go to ice10klive.com. Choose either Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or LinkedIn, and you'll be able to see these examples on the screen while you're in Clubhouse. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic to C-Lock so you can ask your question.
Really, I just want to say good morning and appreciate the information. I'm currently at work. I drive trucks for a living. It's just a lot of information that y'all giving, man, that's beneficial. I really want to ask, does this same method pertain to purchasing a truck?
Okay. C-Lock, you have...
Don, you on mute. Kurt,
Okay.
you're muted.
Okay, we're good now? Okay, good.
Yes,
So
sir.
listen, C-Lock, you have hit the jackpot. You have hit the jackpot. Not only does this apply to your truck, no matter what kind of truck it is, whether it's a cargo van or an 18-wheeler, doesn't matter. You can use this method. So C-Lock, but guess what? Not only can we help you to pay off the loan, but I have somebody sitting on my stage who is she is the official lender for the P.I.L.L method, who can do business purpose loans, not only for your one truck, but for your entire fleet if you want to have it. Come on, man. You hit the jackpot
Black
today.
Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Correct.
All right, so C-Lock, what do you say to that?
Say it one more time,
I
Don.
can't hear you.
Okay, C-Lock, what do you say to that?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so listen, you want to tap in with Kenyatta on our stage. Kenyatta's going to send you a little something so that you can be ready when you're ready to buy your next truck or your next fleet. Doesn't matter. Okay, she can lend up to about $8 million.
I just followed her.
That's what we're talking. Listen, this is how we curate these stages, folks. So you guys, if you're not pinning that little arrow, which is going to be free to you, to get people in here and tell them that we're dropping fire in here. Oh my goodness. Listen, there's no stingy energy. There's only 39 people in here. So let's get some other folks in here. And Jared, are we ready to bring 10K on so we can talk about the book, or what? Where are we in the process?
Sure, yeah. Let's go for it.
All right, folks, listen. The information.
Whoa! We really got to wake the energy up in this room. Sure, let's go for it. What? All right, let me start from the top. Don, how are you this morning? Let's start with that. How's the vacation?
Listen, man, we are we are fantastic, man. It is beautiful here. We were in Huntsville, Alabama, and what happened was it was just cold. It was unseasonably cold, and we're sitting there trying to work. Okay, and so instead of working where it was cold, we decided to go where it was warm. And not only that, folks, but let me see if I can put this link to the top. This is, let me see, go to, all right, so listen, bro, this is some fantastic stuff that we're doing here. And we're saving so much money on our own interest, 10K, that we're able to go wherever we want to work. I mean, you got a computer, you got a phone, we can go to work. And so we might as well work where it's like 80 degrees instead of 25 degrees. That's why we're here.
That part, I love it. So one of the things I love, Don, is we have to start taking responsibility of the quality of life that we want to live, and that responsibility starts with actually managing the funds that's passing through our hands. So if you're paying too much in interest, you're basically starving your goals and dreams and the vacation and lifestyle that your family deserve. So with what you're doing, not only are you helping others to save money on their on the money they're paying back, but you're also allowing them to allocate the money that they're saving to put into other investments. And by putting it into other investments, quality of life will improve. So what we're doing here, guys, when you get a copy of Don's book, you simply click on his card, ice10klive.com. Choose step one, get a copy of his book. After you finish getting a copy of his book, go fill out the savings and earnings report, because you cannot arrive to a destination in record time if you're not aware as to exactly where you are. So that's what the savings and earnings report will do. And then once you're finished with that, guys, move on to the next step and claim your digital business card. Don prepaid for a bunch of business cards to make sure each and every one of his book holders can actually get a digital card. So claim your digital card. And my purpose in the room here is very simple. 2022, I want to make sure all of our friends are making money. So when you get a copy of Dawn book and you fill out a savings and earnings report and you get your digital card, text me your card and text me the word upgrade, so we can upgrade you to the premium version, and you'll be earning 20% on every card purchase because of you. So when you share your card with your clients and your friends and they decide to buy one because of you, you're going to get 20% when they make a purchase. And you can now use that money and put it towards your mortgage. So instead of having to squeeze spending eating ramen noodles, let 10K cars come in there and give you that extra 20% to knock down your mortgage in much quicker time. With that said, Don, back.
Wow, wow, wow.
Don, I can go
Listen,
on and on, brother. Don't do
listen,
Mike and
man.
Mike.
Oh, listen, folks. Listen, do you see the link pinned to the top now? That's Lorna Bartlett. Click that link and see this. You can get a few pictures of where we're staying. And if you ever find yourself coming to St. Thomas, you definitely want to reach out to Lorna Bartlett. And listen, when you do that, wow, mention Pill Method and see what kind of benefit that gets you when you're coming to St. Thomas. This is the place you want to stay. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And she'll give you all the information you need for all the other amenities in the place and places to visit while you are here, restaurants, the whole 9 yards, excursions. I'm telling you, you have such a great time and you'll have a very comfortable place to stay, which sleeps 10 to 12. But guess what? It's just me and my wife here.
Siri. Uh-uh.
I'm sorry, Tiffany. I had to throw that out there. But anyway, folks, that's what's happening. So we're ready. 10K, thank you so much for what you're doing for the community, for this space where you can have a digital card. Folks, do you know that if you have a digital card, and there's several different ways to share that, and you can give it out to hundreds, even thousands of people, tens of thousands of people. And guess what? Even if you give this card out to all of those people and you make some changes in it 2 years later, do you know all of the cards that you gave out 2 years ago are updated instantly with the new information? Digital cards are the way to go. So even if people who knew you, and you save it to your telephone, okay, and you save it to your phone, and it's always there, always updated, and so they'll always be able to get a hold of you. Because you listen, I know some people who have some businesses that made some changes, and I got old cards, and I try to contact them. I can't. The numbers changed. I don't know how to get a hold of them anymore. Not with a 10K card. That's not going to happen. Am I telling the truth? Am I telling the truth, Sean?
Preach it, brother. Preach it. Preach it. Don't stop now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I'm going to put another Jared, back to you. Let's see. Let's go over some of the comments online, and then I'll put up another example.
Okay. Jared, are we good?
Yeah, go for it, Kurt.
All right, here we go. So we have a couple of comments online. Just David Hunt saying, good morning. Good morning to the Pill Method fam. He says, what it do? Then we got YCEO. YCEO says, y'all better clip that. Black Lives Matter. Love it. A lot of good things coming through online. Then we got Migs. Migs says good morning on YouTube. Says good morning, and then folks are just responding to one another. 23 people watching online. We don't have any questions, but people are enjoying the content. The example with Annette, I believe it was Annette earlier. Yes, definitely people the numbers rose online, and I'm assuming some of our folks on Clubhouse decided to come on over and see what's going on online as well, so that they could take advantage of that example. But listen, don't just let it be a net story. Let it be your story. Come on to the stage, raise your hand, drop your question in the comments here on the social side as well. Whichever way suits you. We want to make sure we are able to not only give you good examples, but share with you some tangible stuff that is specific to your situation, that allows you to make some informed decisions as you leave out of this space today. So with that said, man, I will turn it back over to Don and or Jared. Let's see what else we got going on for today.
Listen, man, I'm seeing some stuff here. So Jared, I heard you say, okay, listen, Jared, I follow you. When you're in a room, I get pinged. Okay. And I come in and listen to you. I've heard you in several rooms. I have never heard you say that this is the best room on Clubhouse about any other room, not even your own. You only say that here. So listen, folks, do you know what hyperbole is? Okay. I looked it up. I looked up hyperbole. And it's a way to exaggerate. In fact, it's a nice way to say people are lying to you. Okay, so when Jared says, with how many followers you have, Jared? I mean, you got almost 70,000 followers, and if you said this is the best room on Clubhouse using hyperbole everywhere you go, would you have that kind of following, sir?
No, I would not. I would have no credibility. But I think the reason why I do have a following is because I'm very authentic. I don't talk about, how to pay off a mortgage in 7 years. I just support you because you're the man that knows it. Or if I go into a room with, let's say, Valley about real estate, I'm not going to talk about what I know about real estate. But I am in tech, so I can talk about tech. So I only talk about what I know about, and I only keep it real. And me saying this is the best room on Clubhouse is the realest thing I can say, because I love rooms that get results. My tech recruiter rooms, they get results, and I love my rooms. So outside of that room, your room gets the most results out of any room out there, because you're not giving fluff. You're giving real examples. You're pulling it up on the screen. You're educating. You're teaching. You're pouring into people. 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, 8 hours a week, sometimes more than that, because we keep on going. And the amount of impact I see from this room in terms of the clips and the wows and the, oh my God, I didn't know that. And most importantly, the top real estate creators, people that have 30, 40, 50,000 followers, that sold hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate saying, wow, I've never thought of it like this. That to me is why this is the best room on Clubhouse, because the reactions are insane. And if you want other people in your network to get that reaction to say, hey, Cheryl, hey, Lorenzo, hey, Stacy, thank you so much for pinging me into this room, then go ahead and click that plus sign, invite people in this room. Click that number 16, let people know about it in the hallway. Because me personally, every person I show this to, I add value to them by presenting this to them. When I showed this to my parents, they were like, wow, we would not have a mortgage today if we would have known this when you were born. So this is some really powerful stuff. And if you're not coming on stage, I don't know what to tell you, because his time is not free outside of this app. So you're getting a chance to get a free consultation, free advice on your personal situation that will save you thousands of dollars in 2022. So I really urge you, take advantage of this application. It can really change your life. And what you might learn today about your personal situation could do so as well. So write your questions in the chat, raise your hand, and get some of this impact. And while you're getting impacted, everybody else in the room will be impacted by the answer. So yeah, that's my honest, real truth. This room is the truth. And if you're not following Don, you're not following the club, you're really missing out on a lot of opportunity for education. So make sure you do that. And more importantly, choose the Save as Earnest report, figure out how you can be debt free in 7 to 10 years. So you can take that money that would go to interest cost and you can shift it to your kids' inheritance. Because I really do believe in generational wealth, especially as a Black community. We need to know all the tips and tricks that everybody else knows, and not even others know about this. So you're in a secret society right now, but we'd like to make this less of a secret and more of a known truth. So with that being said, I'll pass it back to you, Kurt.
Sure.
All right. So listen,
That was beautiful.
it was. Listen,
Kurt, you're
I
on
got
mute.
something. Okay. Are we good now?
While Kirk is on mute, I just want to shout out Richard right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
real quick,
Listen,
I want to shout out Richard in the bottom right-hand corner, moderator, founder of the Black Think Tank. Richard, I'd love for you to introduce yourself, and then Valley, I'd love for you to introduce yourself as well. And then we're going to get into the examples if nobody wants to ask a question. I'm sure Don will pull something up right now. But Richard, please
well,
introduce yourself. Let people know what you got
well,
going on.
well, before Richard introduces himself, listen, I want to say something about integrity, because you talked about integrity, Jared. Richard Olson is another guy who is selfless and inspiring, works hard for other people, and truly, there's a verse in the Bible that says, "Esteem others better than yourself." That is Richard Olson. I appreciate him coming to this stage, and I don't know what he's going to say next, but whatever he says, folks, you can take it to the bank. Richard Olson, come on here, talk to us.
Man, love the introduction. Appreciate that, y'all. I'm just working hard to bring more opportunities to the community, just like Jared is with, all the opportunities he creates online and all these different spaces, and Don, what you do also with, it's really kind of unreal what you do, because you're saving people money, and people don't really count that when they're trying to make money. They don't really look at saving money and how important it is. And especially folks who don't necessarily or aren't the best at leveraging money, but saving money would really make one of the biggest impacts in people's lives. That's why I'm a huge, huge supporter of what you're doing and how you're doing it. Of course, shout out to 10K. 10K does a tremendous amount pouring back into the community. So I just, I have to give everybody a shout out for what they do for the community. Anyways, my name is Richard Olson. I'm the founder of the Black Think Tank. We usually meet on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hold a master's in MIS, managing information systems. But just real quick, I really teach folks in my club how to get the bag, keep the bag, how to save with the bag with Don's method. When I say save, I'm talking about Don. Invest the bag, and then also pay less in taxes, and then pass it down to the next generation. So with that, on the yield. I don't want to talk too much over here, but I just wanted to shout out what you guys are doing and support, because I think it's phenomenal.
Wow.
I'll yield.
Don, really quick, if I may. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, I can.
Let me ask you something to you guys. There's a lot of people who claim that they're black owned, they're black this, they're black that. But let me tell you something about Richard, guys. This is a gentleman who's actually true to his word. He's not going to put something out there just to get community support and then try to sneak up on you with a surprise in the end. Richard is who he says he is. We've been working with Richard now for months, almost a year now. And I must say, Richard, I'm happy and grateful to be a part of your circle, because you are who you say you are on stage and off stage 24/7. So I just want to co-sign everything that was said here by Richard. And Richard, you're one of the real deals, bro. Back to you, Don.
Wow, Richard, you
Appreciate
are.
it.
Thank you so much for. Thank you for gracing our stage, Kurt. Do we have something on to talk about?
We've got a couple of questions that came in online, Jared. So we if you don't have anything for us, I don't know if you wanted the new moderator or Valley to speak. I know you were wanting to get those intros done, but we do have a couple that came in online.
You know what? Let's jump into those questions.
All right. So we got two. One from Tiffany, YCEO. She's jumping in on YouTube to give us a question, and then we have one from Casey. Which way do you want to go, Don?
Let's do YCEO.
Cool. Here we go. She says, I've got a family member has an executive protector policy of $25,000 with a loan of $5,000. With a loan of $5,000, premium loan at 7%. What is their strategy? What would be the strategy for them to be able to work with this?
Okay, I'm trying to understand the question. So CEO, YCEO, can you come off mic and help me to understand this a little better?
Yes, I was just on the phone with my brother. There's a policy that was passed down from a family member to him, i.e. my mother, who forgot about the policy. And it's a $25,000 policy, executive policy, life insurance, basically. And it has a $25,000 value. It's one of those policies you just kind of buy an afterthought, I guess. And it has a loan on it because when you forget about policies, what they typically do is pay your premium for you with the amount of money that's there. And when it runs out, it creates a loan. So the loan turned into a little over $5,000. So I said, well, what is the interest rate? The interest rate is at 7%, which I think is quite high. But I said there has to be a strategy for you to not have to pay all of that interest and not to continue to pay monthly payments to catch up. So his idea was to pay it off. And I said, well, let's just see first if this is a good strategy. And that's why I'm asking the question.
That is a very, very good question. I am not an insurance agent, but I hire insurance agents that work for the P.I.L.L method. And our lead agent is my wife.
I love it. I love it.
So listen. In 2020, in the height of the pandemic, all right, my wife was number 3 in the country in life insurance sales with Columbus Life, which is under the umbrella of Western and Southern. And YCEO, you know Western and Southern because of the tennis tournament that is in your city every single year. My wife was number 3 in the company. And so we were invited to come to the tournament and sit in the box with the president at the tournament. So we know what we're talking about when it comes to insurance. Okay. So if there is a loan on this policy, do you know if they want to keep it or what?
Yes.
They want to keep it. All right. If they want to keep it, and if you're saying there's a $5,000 loan on it, which means here's 2 things that's going to have to happen. As I understand it, if there's any any insurance agents in the audience, raise your hand, come on stage, help us out with this if I say something wrong. Because again, I am not a licensed agent, but I'm married to one. All right. So from what I've been taught, then if we were to cash this thing out, and said, okay, then get the cash value out, we'd have to pay back the $5,000 loan, and then it looks like you'll be able to take out 20 grand. That's what it looks like based on what I'm seeing here. The other thing is, if you wanted to keep it, what you would want to do is, okay, what is the total value of the policy, and then take a look at paying off the loan, keeping the policy, and seeing if we can actually continue to grow the cash value. Okay. Either way, the loan is going to have to be paid off. So here's what's going to happen: once you owe the loan, then the insurance company will say, okay, we're not getting any payments, therefore we're going to reduce the death benefit by that amount, or if payments are no longer being made, then to keep the insurance policy in force, they're going to continue to subtract money from the cash value as long as the cash value lasts. When the cash value has been decreased to zero, the policy will lapse and it will be no more. Ms. YCL, does that give you a little information?
I am complete.
All right, listen, you might want to take this offline and talk to, and I would advise not listening to me. I'm telling you secondhand information. And in some courtrooms, hearsay evidence is inadmissible.
I see.
Okay, so talk to an insurance agent, talk to my wife, talk to any other insurance agent, and run this by. But I've given you a little bit of something to take to them. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Next person, Kirk.
Right. The next person is Casey. I believe it's Spriggs. Casey Spriggs says, how much of a difference does it make if you pay your mortgage on the 1st and or the 15th? Should we pay it on both? Should we pay it on one or the other? I'm assuming that is the question. Casey, if you're still in the comments, I know you're on Facebook watching. Give us some more context there. But Don, this is what she put in the chat.
Let's go with what she put in.
All right.
Okay. All right. So here's what I do. I never, ever pay my mortgage on the 1st. Okay. So here's how they do it, folks. On some loans, they will actually calculate your daily interest payments. Mortgages only do it twice. They do it on before the very first payment. They will calculate daily interest cost. And on the last payment, if you're trying to pay off the mortgage early and you're making the last payment, and you call them up and they say, well, here is your final payment, and this payment is good for so many days. When they do that, they're calculating daily interest to do that. No other time do they calculate daily interest. They just give you a flat fee if you're late. All right. So if they're going to give you a flat fee if you're late, and that comes on, so they give you a 15-day grace period. So if it's a 15-day grace period, then your grace period doesn't actually run out until the 16th. Okay. All right. So here's what they're doing. I don't pay my mortgage on the 1st because if I give it to the bank on the 1st, they have my money, and then the bank uses that money to make other money. If I pay my mortgage on the 15th, it costs me nothing to keep it. So if I keep it in my bank for 15 days, who is now making money on that money? I'm making money on my money if I keep it in an interest-bearing account. So why give it to the bank early so that they can make money for 15 days? Then instead of me keeping my money for 15 days and I make money with it, and then give it to the bank. I never pay my mortgage on the first. In fact, if you want to make sure that your money is always there on time, if you're using electronic payments, don't set up your payment with your bank to make the payment to your mortgage company. Set it up with your mortgage company for them to draft you on the date. Now, here's the reason why you want to do that. If you set it up with your bank to make the payment, if your bank messes up and makes the payment late, you are liable for late fees. But if your mortgage company drafts your account on a certain day, and if they're late, it's their fault, not yours. I hope that is helpful if you're making payments and if you want to use your entire grace period. Let your mortgage company draft your account for the payment on the day that you choose, and you're going to be all set from that. And she said that's exactly what she was looking for.
That's right.
Come on, Casey. Thank you so much for bringing that to the stage. All right, folks. All right, moderators, back to you. Listen, I'm just getting ready for the next question.
Here we go. Jared, back to you.
Oh, take me off camera for a second.
All right. So, audience members, please, we got 40 minutes left. Do us and do yourself a favor. Come on stage and ask a question. But until we get questions on the stage, Don, start preparing an example that you'd like to share next. And while you're preparing that example, I would love for Valley, Bernita, and Olivia to introduce themselves. Let Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as everybody on Clubhouse, know what you do, how you can be a resource, and how they can get in touch with you. So we'll go Valerie, Vanita, then Olivia. So Valerie, go for it.
All right, I'm back.
Good morning. I just want to say how I just love the room because Don, you be dropping all kind of just gems all time. You know, most people don't even really realize once they have their mortgage, all of this stuff that you're talking about. I mean, loan officers, I love my loan officers, but at the end of the day, it's not even really the loan officers that do all the work. It's the loan processors. And the loan processors have the stuff that you're talking about. You're not going to get that from them. None of this stuff that you're talking about. Most of the realtors that you're working with, they don't know this. I mean, so this room is beyond so valuable. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, my name is Valerie Sears Jones. I'm a licensed agent in the state of Texas. Excuse me, I have a little cold. The licensed state of Texas. We love all things real estate, but what we primarily work with is buyers. We love to have to fire their landlord to become the lord of their own land. We also work with sellers and investors to help them liquidate assets and acquire many others. We have a financial literacy program where we only help you restore your credit so that you can get yourself into a home. And I'm Valley. You can reach me at valley10k.com.
All right. Thank you. Vernita, you're up next.
Hey, Grand Rising, everyone. Thanks, Jared. Thank you, Don. Grand Rising to the P.I.L.L method. Vernita Del tapping in. I will definitely just quickly introduce myself. I am an award-winning writer, creative, and social entrepreneur. I sit deeply in the equity and inclusion and anti-racism space as a consultant and executive producer. I definitely have to concur with everything that Sean said about Richard. Absolutely. It's also good to see all the other mods and Tiffany. And what I would offer as a resource is that as in the world of anti-racism, I believe in Black people thriving. And what Don is doing in this space is so critical to our communities thriving. And so if anyone who needs, ever finds themselves in a position where they are being roadblocked in any way, where you might be coming up against any time of stigma or discrimination in your process. And we've come a long way, but there's still work to be done. As we're talking about mortgages, as we're talking about loans, there is still a long way to go around equitable and fair practices, around ensuring that those interest rates are equitable, really based on our qualification, not the color of our skin and things of those nature. So I do have access to resources if you ever find yourself in a situation that is counterproductive to the movement forward towards wealth building, home ownership, real estate investing, mortgages, all those lines. So feel free to tap in. I'm at Bernita Adele here on Clubhouse as well as on Instagram. It's where my DMs are open, and I'd be happy to connect with you. My club is America's Hot Sauce. We hold spaces on all things equity and inclusion and anti-racism. And I'm always, always grateful to be here. Bernita, unapologetically Black. Happy Black History Month, everyone. And done speaking for the moment.
All right, up next is Olivia.
Thank you so much. Hey, everyone. I am a realtor out in New York. I've been a realtor. This is my 5th year. I love this room. I have so many people that reach out to me on a daily basis, asking how they can go ahead and pay off their mortgages early. So I love rooms like this. I primarily assist first-time home buyers because I believe it is important that we, especially as a community, Black people, I love us, that we know the importance of building wealth through real estate and many other ways through investment. So real estate is something that I generally love. And I also do credit repair. Because that's another important thing that we need to do as a people is build our credit. I'm going to stop right there. I can go on and on what I do for my community, but that's about it. Realtor, credit repair agent. I also assist with business funding. Thank you so much, Jared, for always inviting me. And I'm looking forward to hearing more information. Thank you.
Olivia, quick question for the folks that are on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. If they wanted to get a hold of you in the New York area for their real estate needs, how would they do so?
Yeah, sure. You can, if you have an Instagram, you can reach out to me on Instagram. My handle is Millennial Realtor Live, LIV. You can also reach out to me on Facebook, Live Matthie, LIV, MATTHIE, and on Clubhouse. And my phone number is definitely in my bio on Instagram as well. And my email address is oliviamatthie@mathierealestate.com. All of that information I just gave you guys is in my bio on Instagram. So definitely reach out to me on Instagram, Millennial Realtor Live. Thank you.
Olivia, do you have a 10K card, young lady?
Oh, wait. Oh, my God.
Don't play with me.
I'm sorry. First of all, I have a 10K card. Shout out to Sean. Let me tell you something. That has helped me expand my business, okay? My 10K card is what I give out to not only my clients, but I send it out to my colleagues as well. And they love it. I love it. And look at my bio on Instagram, 10kolivia.com. And you could get all the information I just gave you. You can get it right there from my 10K card. I am so sorry, Sean.
Olivia, let me tell you something. This is Black History Month, right? And I'm looking for all the real soldiers, all the real warriors. And I heard Vanita is a savage. So Vanita, me, you have to get on the phone call after the stage is over. Because I'm looking for true fighters for the culture. And this is not about a black or white thing. This is about people literally genuinely collaborating behind closed doors and in public. Putting up a public front, but doing something different in private, I'm not for that at all. So I'm looking for real soldiers out there that's going to actually do right by the community. And again, it's not a black only thing. This is a progress thing. And we have to work together, and we also have to be inclusive. With that said, thank you so much, Queen. Back to you, Jared.
I would say, I know my 10K card. I know I'm behind. I'll get it
Oh,
together.
no, we getting you sorted out right now, Queen. We sorting
Yeah,
you
we
out
gotta
right
get her
now.
one.
And Bernita taught me how to get a fist on my profile. Thank you, sir.
That part.
All right.
And
Am
Jared
I
connects us all.
am I muted?
Sorry, Don, you said something?
Yes. If Vernita or YCEO, we see these hearts. If there's anybody in the audience that's wondering what the black hearts or what the fist, what does that mean? What does it stand for? If people are using it, can somebody give some background as to why we're doing that?
I think it's Clubhouse for Black History Month. So it depends on what I believe it depends on what interests you have in your bio or what emojis you have in your bio. But if you have the fist or the black heart, it's connected to what you have in your bio, and it's specifically for Black History Month.
Yeah, so the fist is obviously for Black Power, and the black heart. I'm not too sure what the black heart is for, but it's black. So Black Power. Happy Black History Month, everyone.
Yeah, so quickly, Kirk, sorry, your feedback is crazy so I can't talk when your mic's open. But I also heard that the tragic passing of 2019 Miss USA, her profile pic, I believe had a fist and the black heart, I think was in tribute to her as well. So I think it has a dual meaning, the Black Fist, Black History Month, but I also think it's also in tribute to, her tragic suicide as well, and suicide awareness. So I think it has like a double meaning because this came out before February, and that's the explanation I was told. So just want to give that context as well.
Okay, makes sense.
Yep. But Mike, if you want to do a quick intro, 30 seconds, and then we're going to get back into this content.
Thanks, Jared, for having me. My name is Big Mike. I'm with FMG, and I'm a digital and social media strategist, also social media account manager. And if you guys need any access to any realtors anywhere in the United States, I have complete access to a lot of them. So you can hit me on a DM on Instagram. This is Big Mike with FMG, and I'm complete.
All right, so this is Jared speaking. We got 30 minutes left. Thank you to the 20 people that have shared this room in the hallway. Let's keep on sharing. If you haven't already, click that number 20, click share on Clubhouse, and watch the number rise. Let's get more people in here. And if you don't have any questions in the audience, then Don probably has an example on the screen. So if you want to see this example live on your screen, you can go to your laptop, your desktop, or your iPad. Type in ice10klive.com. The link that's at the top, just type that into your browser so you can see it in real big. And then you can see the amortization schedule, the interest cost calculator, and the numbers the way that Don breaks it down. So Don, what example do you have for us next?
All right, let me put that up. So let me see, what example do I have next? It would be here, and stop to share. Okay, here we go, folks. You're going to love this one. And there we go. Okay, this is for all the real estate investors in the house. So are you seeing P.I.L.L Method International at the top of the page?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. So here we go. This is a real estate investor, has a couple of $1 million in loans, actually read my book. Once they read the book, then they gave me a call and said, how can I do this? And so, I mean, a seasoned investor, been doing this for a number of years. And here's what we have. The payments on these two loans amount to about $14,000 a month. But the rents that are coming in are over $40,000 a month. And he says, well, Don, the majority of my money, I want to keep it working. I wanted to go into building up my portfolio, growing our interest here in Huntsville, Alabama. But I do put some money away in a savings account that we use to make repairs on the building. Okay, so that's about $6,000 a month. The rest of that money I use to invest. So you can't use any of the money that I invest. I said, okay, I don't want to use that money. So here's what we've got so far on these two loans. Let me show you something here. On this particular loan, at 3.25%, in 2 months he's paid it down by $7,374.92. But look how much interest he's paid: $4,609.08. So here's what I'm talking about. We, as real estate investors, are always looking at creating equity in our holdings, in our properties. So if you're just looking at how much you paid the loan down by, that is potential equity of $7,374.92. But guess what? Guess what real estate investors don't do? They don't look at how much interest they paid to get it. Look at that. They're not looking at that. They need to. So let's take a look at loan number 2. In 37 months on an SBA loan at 5%, he's paid this loan down by $99,795.91. So in 37 months, he's created $99,000 in equity. Almost $100,000 in equity just by paying down the loan. But look how much interest he's paid to get it. $222,000 to get it. That is ridiculous. Now, is he making money? Definitely. Making money hand over fist. But now he's beginning to recognize, by reading the book, he's now beginning to recognize, I can no longer ignore the amount of interest that I'm paying to acquire this asset. Folks, that's $321,000 paid out just to get 99 grand in equity. It makes no sense financially. We've got to stop doing that. So let's take a look at the whole thing. Here's what we've got. If we take a look at 60 months into both these loans, 60 months in, that's 5 years. We're going to pay these loans down by $409,592. But guess how much interest this real estate investor will pay? $472,000 in interest to get the $409,000 in potential equity. So folks, if you're a real estate investor, can we continue to ignore this fact? Okay, so here's where we are. This real estate investor has already paid out $334,032. And before he was saying, you know what? The people who rent my buildings, okay, they're paying for the building, they're paying the interest. So I asked him, when you receive your rent check, how much of that money is yours? He said, well, all of it's mine until I have to, pay for the mortgages. I said, exactly. So here's my question. How much of that money do you want to keep? He says, as much as I can. Well, right now, you're paying out a whole lot of it in interest costs. He stopped talking. So after some deep contemplation, folks, here's where we went next. All right, so here's what we're going to do. How much does the bank want you to pay from this point on in interest? Another $1,123,195. Okay? All right. So instead of doing that, I said, let's take a look at this. What can we do? You owe $2,236,376. That's how much you owe. The bank wants you to pay $1,123,195 in interest on what you owe over 21.9 years. Or you can follow, what's going on here. Watch this. Using your current budget and pay only $243,000 to manage the loan, pay off the $2 million that you owe, and do it in 4.9 years. How much interest will you save? $891,726. So here's just by doing it the other way, the bank's way, he's still acquiring the asset with the renters paying for the asset. But a lot of that money he's receiving is going up in smoke because it's paying the interest on it. So he gets the asset, a $2 million asset, to do whatever he wants with it, but the renters are paying for it. But the other way, he's acquiring the same asset, not for $1,123,000, but for only $231,000. The same asset, he's getting it for saving $891,000 in interest he never has to pay. So if he doesn't have to pay that interest, folks, what can he do with that? Over the next 18 years, he can reinvest that money. Here's the potential wealth accumulation over the next 18 years, using the money that he would have given to the bank, but now he's a Pill Method client, saving that interest. We're going to show him how he can turn that into $9,699,756 with money was previously going to the bank. Lord have mercy. If I don't get some mic claps on that, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I get a few amens or something.
Amen.
Amen, brother. Preach it. Preach it.
All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
Jared.
Oh, this back to me. Sorry. All right, cool. So, any more questions in the audience? This is odd. We usually have so many questions. I'm not sure why people aren't taking advantage of this man's mind right now and saving money. But if there are no more questions, we got a question. Thank you for coming on stage. We love the questions. All right, Gina. Thanks so
Hey
much for coming
guys,
up.
this is Gina. I'm in Dallas, Texas. I am a real estate agent. And I'll have to tell you, this title really intrigues me. I think I jumped on a little bit too late, found you a little bit too late, but I'm trying to, I just heard, is it Kirk that was talking?
It was Don, but he's talking through Kirk because he's in the islands.
Okay. So I was just listening to the gentleman a few minutes ago and understand the savings. But if you could tell me real quick in 10, 15 seconds, the P.I.L.L method, is it by paying a month in advance, or I heard someone saying paying 15 days after the first? I just am not getting what the P.I.L.L method is, and I know you've been talking about it for a while, so just a real quick synopsis of really what it is or what it's based on. Thanks. I'm done speaking.
All right, Gina, thank you very much for that. Here's the thing. Everybody knows that they can prepay a loan, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so now, in any time you've prepaid or given the bank extra money in the same month you made your regular payment, let's say you put an extra $500 down. All right?
Okay.
Here's what didn't happen. The bank didn't send you a receipt saying, here's how much interest you saved.
Okay.
Most people have no idea how much interest they're saving.
I see.
So this is why you pay off a loan, not to pay it off so you'll have no more loan. You pay it off to save interest, because if your mortgage or any other loan you have was at 0% interest, is there any financial benefit to pay it off early if it's 0%?
Okay.
Okay, so let's just say if you knew that if you prepay $200 on a loan and it saved you $900 in interest, would that be valuable to know?
Yes.
That's what we do. We make sure
I see.
that our clients, when they're making, we tell them how much to pay, when to pay, which loan to attack, which month to do it in, which day of the month to do it on, so that they can save the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. And here's what we mean by that. If you know that you're going to save a certain amount of interest, and then what you want to know is, let's say the maximum amount of interest you could save at this point is $6 in interest for every dollar you apply to principal. That would be great. But what if you did it wrong and ended up saving only $3? You see, if you're not tracking your interest costs or your interest savings, you'll never know if you're saving $6 per dollar or $3 per dollar. All you know is that you're saving money.
So that was my next question is, how do you know the formula based on your loan and your interest of how much more to put down per month?
Here's the next question. So you never do it every month. You only do it at strategic times during the year. And we've actually put together a computer program that does all of the math, that defeats the bank's computer in the way that they're calculating interest. We calculate when to pay, how much to pay, so that you can save the maximum amount of interest per dollar.
Interesting. Okay. And this happens within so many years. That's part of the formula.
Exactly. And if you can save the maximum amount of interest it depends on the client. Okay. So, but our average client pays off not only their 30-year mortgage, but their 30-year mortgage, their student loans, and their car loans, credit cards, in an average of 7 to 9 years on the whole shebang, because of how much interest they're saving with their
this
current
is
budget.
good to do even though you have a property and you may sell it in 4 years, you're still saving interest by being part of this formula, of course, right?
Well, exactly. So how long have you been a real estate agent?
Little over 10 years.
Okay. So there was, we were doing this back in 2008. Okay. 2008, 2009. And you know what happened to people? You've heard about what happened to people who could not sell their houses because now their houses were upside down. They had to bring cash to the table to sell their own house, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so in 4 years, so if you're going to pay it in 4 years, what if you're gaining equity at 4 to 5 times the regular rate? Okay, so here, I'm going to put something on the screen here. I'm going to put a $300,000 mortgage on my screen for other people to see. You may not be watching it, but I'm going to put it at.
Well, how do you see the screen? That was my question also. I couldn't see what you were doing last time.
Okay, we're simulcasting to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you want to go to
not Instagram, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, I'm sorry, LinkedIn. All right. So not Instagram. So you would just put into your computer or tablet, ICE, stands for Interest Cancellation Expert, ICE, the number 10, the letter K.com. And then you can choose.
I'll do that on my laptop. Okay.
Whichever way you want to watch it.
Okay.
And then we can get deeper into this, and then you can help me to explain this to others. How's that sound, Ms. Gina?
That sounds good.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready. So I'm going to set this up while you are getting online, and whichever way you choose, click on the one that says live, and you can see the example. So folks, I'm putting in here a $300,000 mortgage at 3% for 30
Don,
years.
we're still seeing the example.
Okay, okay, hold on for a second. Let me do this. All right, so.
I'm on LinkedIn, so is that
you should be able to
the
see?
best way, or should I do Twitter?
It doesn't really matter. You should be able to see where it's live and click on the example that says live.
Okay. So if I go up to the search bar, LinkedIn, hit.
No. Go to ICE 10K Live, the actual ICE10KLive.com.
I see.
And then you'll be able to see from on that page, which is his 10K card, you'll be able to see where you can watch. And from that list, you can pick whichever one you want.
Okay. Well, I am there.
Okay. So.
Oh, I saw this. Okay, I saw this. Oh, there it is. On Twitter.
All right. So here we go. We're going to add this to the live stream. All right. And I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Sorry. All right. And okay, so now you should be able, let me stop sharing and share again. There we go. You should be able to see my examples now, Kurt.
We got you.
Oh,
Okay.
I see you have my name in there. Okay. So I click it to expand.
Okay. Are you seeing our examples yet? Do you see where we're live?
I am. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm
This is
putting in
great.
$300,000. Okay.
Okay.
And there's going to be a delay between what you're hearing and what you see, though.
Okay.
Okay. And
can you do 400,000? Because
I can do whatever you like. You listen. You run the show, Miss Gina.
Oh, well, that's awesome. 400,000 at 2.75 interest rate.
Okay.
Gina, this is Tiff. If you turn your volume off on your computer and you're just listening through Clubhouse, there won't be that delay.
Yeah, I don't have volume on my computer, so I wonder why there's a delay.
Okay. Well, you're gonna. She's talking about the delay in the audio. Tiff, we're talking about the delay in the video. All right. So here's what we're talking about. So here's our principal and interest payment: $1,632.96. We're excluding the taxes and insurance, Gina. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you the basics on this right now. And remind me if we have time to tell you why having the lowest interest rate possible, once you know this, makes it harder to pay the loan off early. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So here's what we have. We've got $400,000. And as you know, as of October 2015, we have to send out information to the borrower 3 days before closing, and they get to see their new interest rate of 2.75. They also get to see the amount of interest that they're going to pay if they keep the loan for 30 years, $187,865.60. They also get to see this number here, total interest paid as a percentage of principal, 46.966% of what they borrowed.
Wow.
Not 2.75. 46.966. So here's what we've got. So I'm going to give you the basics. I'm not telling you how our program works. I'm just telling you how the bank makes its money and how we can disrupt their timing. Okay? So on payment number one, let's say we made that payment in January. How much money of our payment goes to principal?
46%. Or no,
okay.
The
payment
54.
number. You should be down to payment number one. Let me see if you can see payment number one yet. Let me know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. How much goes to principal on payment number one?
How much?
So I've got the principal. I got.
You see where it says
716.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not following. Let me look.
Yes, that's exactly right. 716.29.
Okay.
And you should be able to see on your screen now the interest. You should be able to see at least payments 1 through 12.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then we've got the headings: principal. We got interest on each column, cumulative principal, cumulative interest, and principal balance. Are you seeing that now?
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. So payment number one, how much goes to principal?
Well, it says the 716.
And how much goes to interest?
916.
How fair is that?
That's not very fair.
Exactly. So when we make that payment, only the $716.29 is subtracted from what we owe, which leaves us the principal balance of $399,283.71. Follow so far?
Yes. It
The
only
bank,
deducted it by that 716.
exactly. Okay. The bank took the 916 so they can, they can afford to process your payment.
Yes, that's why they're doing so well.
Exactly. That's why they're doing so well. All
Just
right. So
like the casinos.
there you go. All right. Okay. Can't beat the house.
Exactly.
So here's what we're looking at. $399,283.71. That's how much we owe. The bank uses this number to determine how much interest we pay on the very next line always. So on line 2, how much interest do we owe for the second payment?
915.
Not much difference.
No.
And that money that used to go to the interest with the interest over here goes to principal over here. So your payment remains the same. So your payment remains the same. It's just that the payment and interest changes configuration each month, but the payment remains the same because of this. Follow so far?
Yes.
Okay, now let's pretend we're making this payment in January. We don't owe another payment till February. So I'm going to ask you, how much is February's principal payment when February rolls around?
The 717. You're talking about the. Okay.
Now, do I have to wait till February to give the bank that $717.93?
No.
If I had it, could I give it to them in January?
Yes.
If I direct the bank, will they apply all of that to principal?
I guess they're supposed to.
They're supposed to. Exactly right. So
Okay.
you want to direct them to apply that to principal. If they do, I'm actually paid down to line 2 on my amortization schedule in January, aren't I?
Yes.
Yes.
But wouldn't it be more? Well, I guess not. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So now, because I've given them that money in January, because I've already paid them their interest for January, they can't charge me again.
Okay.
All right. So now my next payment for February, since I'm already on line 2, my next payment for February is now on what line of my schedule?
Well, you go to line 3. I mean,
exactly. So the payment for March actually moves up one. Guess what just happened? For only $717.93, I got rid of payment number 2. Payment number 1 is now touching payment number 3. Number 2 payment is gone. How do you
so
like
you're
those,
saying you
apples?
saved 900 or 900 some dollars by just doing it ahead of time?
I didn't say it. You said it. Exactly
I
right.
said. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's a big difference.
That's a huge difference, isn't it?
Is that why a lot of loans don't allow balloon payments, because you're prepaying all, ahead of time to omit all that interest?
Well, that is another story. There are some business loans that deny you the right to pay it off early. There are other
Right.
loans that will charge you a fee or a penalty to pay it off early.
Okay.
But when they're going to charge you a fee, then you just want to ask the question. Don't stop at the word penalty. Say, I want to change this word to fee. So how much are you going to charge me to pay extra? So what would make it worth the charge if they're going to charge me to pay extra?
All those savings.
Exactly. Does this make sense?
It does, yeah.
So now watch this. So now that we found out by paying an extra $700, that saves us $915 in interest and knocks off one of those payments. So we did have 360. Now we have 359 just because we had an extra $717 sitting in the bank. How's that sound?
That sounds good. And
All
if
right,
you
now,
think about it the right way,
mhm.
it is a big savings. It's just kind of in the cloud.
Exactly. So now here's what we're doing. Let's take a look at cumulative principal, okay? All right. So after 1 year, this is how much principal we pay down in 1 year. Go down to line 12 and look at the principal column. How much principal will we pay down in 1 year?
8,700, basically.
Now, that's at 2.75. But how much interest are they charging you at 2.75 for the year?
10,890.
How fair is that?
That doesn't sound so great.
Yeah, not a two. No, because if we look at our interest rate and just be happy that we got that fantastic interest rate, we will not pay attention to our interest cost so to create equity of $8,704.68. To create that potential equity cost us $10,890.84.
So if I do this for a year, add that extra payment for 6 months worth, I'd basically only give them 5,000, not 10, correct?
Well, watch this. Let's make sure we're understanding the right amount. So about how much are you prepaying?
So I'm saying if we did the example paying a whole payment early, wouldn't that amount to doing it double so it'd be like half the year you'd make that savings of 5,000, or am I not thinking of that correctly?
All right, well, let's do this to make it simple, okay? Let's just use the same amount. Let me ask this question. If you're going to pay this loan down eventually by $8,704.68, this is money you borrowed, correct?
Yes.
Well, look at column number 2, this interest column. You didn't borrow any of that money. You didn't borrow that money. So that's not mortgage payment. Mortgage payment has to do with the money you borrowed. Column 1.
Okay.
Column 2 is rent on your money. The longer you keep their money, the more rent you pay. Okay, so let's take a look at the $8,704.68. You know you're going to have to pay that eventually. Here's my question.
Yes.
Do you have to pay it in 12 monthly installments?
Oh, no.
Miss Gina, are you saying if you have the money, you can give this to the bank on line 1, be paid to line 12 in 1 month?
Oh, wow. That's a lot of
Gina,
savings.
exactly.
So you're allowed to do that?
You most certainly are, because it says in your mortgage note page that it's your right to prepay this loan. And listen, and to make it even more clear, Miss Gina, let's say you made your first payment on this loan and you found a lottery ticket on the sidewalk and it was a winner. And you decided, I want to just go ahead. I've already made the first payment. Let me just send them a check for the remainder of the $400,000 that I owe. Okay, so you could pay off that loan in the same month, couldn't you?
Yes.
What would happen to all the interest payments?
They would go away.
Well, if you can make all of them go away, how come you can't make 2 or 3 of them go away? Exactly. So here's what's going on. We're talking about moving that loan from point A to point B, any point A to point B. So we're starting out at 400,000, okay? And we're moving it down to line 12, 391,295.32. Moving it from point A to point B. The bank wants to charge you how much money? Doing it their way.
10,890.
If we give them this money, cumulative principal, all at once, we're paid down
The
to
8704.
yes, the 8704. If we give that, we're paid down to right here in 1 month. Then it doesn't cost us $10,000 to do it. It only costs us the $916.67 on line one.
Wow.
Big difference.
That is huge. So you're saying you can do this the first of every year, just pay that 12th line 8704 and you have that savings?
Yep. You could do that every year, or you could follow the P.I.L.L method and let us, like financial GPS, saying, Miss Gina, this is how much money you have to work with. Move this much money in this month, on this day of the month, attack this loan, and we're going to figure out how much interest you're saving every time you do that. So you can actually be done in 7 to 9 years. No guesswork involved.
So Don, if I do pay all those payments, what payment do I make in February?
Oh, that is a good question, Miss Gina. I want you to answer that. If you make this payment here, okay, and you say, I want to give that to the bank, your next payment in February would be on what line of the schedule?
13th month? I mean,
there you go. This is your new number 2 payment.
wow. Okay.
You like those? You like that?
Yes. So if you do that, though, you're saying in February you still make a payment, but you go all the way down there to 13.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have a payment every single month, but instead of 360 payments, let's see if we can cut this down to 94.
Wow. That's a big savings. Now, the only thing that I can think of is that you're giving up your 8,700. A lot of people say you want to pull equity out of your home and maybe go buy an Airbnb or other properties and use that money and leverage it to get other properties like you were talking about to generate passive income.
You again, Miss Gina.
Kirk,
are
unmute.
exactly
Sorry,
right.
the feedback was just harsh when Gina's talking.
Uh-oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. All right, we can hear you, Gina. All right, so Kurt, so am I unmuted now? Okay.
Yes, you are.
Here's what we're talking about. Gina, you're exactly right again. Okay. So what we're talking about is if you want to use your money in the right way, you want to make sure that you have designated how much of your money is going towards building your portfolio. Let me put, let's just say here, we have, this is a total of about $19,000 in the first year. Okay?
Yes.
All right, so here's what we're talking about. Let's just say every real estate investor I talk to says, Dad, I want to make sure that I'm putting my money out so it makes me more money. But then I ask, do you have a reserve fund that you can use to make repairs on your buildings? And what do they want to tell me, Ms. Gina?
Well, if they're smart, I mean, they do have a reserve fund for repairs.
Great. All right, so here's what we're doing. So let's just say, just like another real estate investor I know that has about 60 grand in savings for that purpose. And then I say, okay, it's in the bank making about 0.1%. Could you borrow from yourself that money instead of using the other money you want to invest? Keep investing at the same rate.
I see.
But let's take some of this money that's sitting over here at the bank. It's making 0.1%. And I'm just picking a number out of the air, Miss Gina. So if we said, let's just say, for simplicity's sake, we borrow from ourselves out of that account, from the $60,000, $8,704.68. Apply it here, save $9,992.44 in interest, knock off 12 payments we never have to make, and our next payment is on line 13. Is that a good use of money that is sitting in the bank making 0.1%?
Yeah, that's much better use.
Here's my next question. I asked this real estate investor, with the amount of money that they've designated to put away for savings out of the rents they're receiving, how long would it take them to pay this back? If they told me it would take them about 4 months to put it back, could we then do it again?
Got it. Yes.
And gain equity at 4 to 5 times the regular rate. And you asked what would happen if we wanted to keep the loan for 4 or 5 years. If we did it the bank's way, we would pay this loan down by $46,000 in 5 years, but would pay $51,000 to do it. But if we were going to sell it in 5 years using this method, I'm just kind of, doing some, quick math in my head. That puts us somewhere around here, where we would have about $98,000 in equity for a lot less interest cost. Now you can sell it.
Yeah. So you're building your equity a lot faster, but it's there in the home. If you do this, if you did need to pull it out for something, at least you're making money on your money.
Right.
By saving this interest.
Exactly. So you're getting equity at a much lower interest cost. So now I'm going to ask you I'm going to ask you the final question. Here it is. Looking at line 12. Now that you know this as a real estate investor, even though you'll need to put your money away to invest the money, not to pay down on any loan, but can you justify paying $19,000 out just to get $8,700 in equity? Can you justify that anymore?
Can I justify putting that 19? You said 19,000
just to get $8,700 in equity. Can you justify that anymore?
Of doing it the way they want me to? No, but this makes sense to for sure pay this ahead. Yes.
Yes, you don't want to do it their way anymore, because here's what real estate investors have been doing prior to you coming to this stage. They've been counting this $10,890.84 as the cost of doing business, and have just accepted it. And don't you believe?
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't you believe it's time out for that?
Yeah, I'm ready to stop doing it the old way. That's for sure.
Miss Gina, do you have any other questions for us today?
I don't. You guys are great. I'm so thankful I found this room. Wow. This has just been huge eye opener, and I so appreciate you and everybody for taking the time.
All right.
Hey, Don.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for coming, Queen. I just want to say something real quick. It's really important.
Go right ahead.
So, Money, I just want to say I'm a huge fan of yours, and I want to thank you for gracing us with your presence. I'm playing your music in the background, King. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Awesome.
Money,
well, appreciate that, Tiffany. And Don, for the folks that are in the room, if they want to get this detailed breakdown of their particular situation in terms of the month, year, and date they could be debt free, how can you get in touch with you?
Listen, you want to go to ice10k.com. I'm sorry, ice10klive.com. And ICE stands for Interest Cancellation Expert, folks. ice10klive.com. There's a button there that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Click the button. Follow all the instructions so that you can get a code sent to your messages on your cell phone. Take the code and place the code in the website, and it will let you into the financial form. Put all your information in there, and then you will know the month, day, and year you can be debt free, how much interest you can save, and then how you can use that saved interest to reinvest into your wealth building system. So that's kind of where we're going. If you're a buy and hold investor, then we will help you to determine how you can cash out refi 7 to 9 years sooner at a much lower interest cost. So why, if you're looking at this loan here, I'm going to scroll down to $100,000. Let's say I want to take out $100,000, doing it the bank's way. It would take me over 10 years, cost me $98,000 in interest to do it. What if I could take out that $100,000 in equity out of this property and only pay about $20,000 to $25,000 instead? What could I do with the interest savings? I can reinvest those as well. I get the same equity. I get the same asset at a much lower interest cost when we're following the P.I.L.L method. And not only that, folks, but the basics of all of this information is in my book. The only book on Amazon, out of 33 million titles on Amazon, that talks about this, how to defeat an amortization schedule, how to read it and how to defeat it on Amazon. And once you get that book, also get a 10K card, a 10K business card that goes along with it. 10K. I'd like to make sure if Miss Gina does not have a 10K card, I want to make sure she gets one on us. Tell us how valuable that is, sir. Oh, he's
Well,
on the
Don,
phone.
it looks like, no, I'm not going to do the impression. Looks like 10K is on the phone right now, so he's not going to be able to do so. But YCO, if you'd like to jump in for him, that'd be great.
Absolutely, guys. Yes, you want to make sure you get your 10K card. And why do you need it? Because, well, first of all, you want people to know who you are, know what you sell, and know that they can like and trust you. Because one of the reasons that you need a 10K card is because you need all your social media links in one place, your website, your LinkedIn, everything, even your work number. And you can also have your forms for those out there who are real estate agents who need people to give you referrals. This card right here will make you money. It is your business, a digital business in a box. So you definitely want to tap in and get your 10K card today, because it is the only way to spread your digital currency right here on Clubhouse. Back to you, Jared.
Yes, so when you buy the book, you can get the 10K card complimentary because Don prepaid it for you. So Kenyatta, how do people get their 10K card once they purchase the book? All right, I'll do that. I'll do this portion then. So what you're going to do is go to ice10klive.com. All right, once you purchase the book, take a screenshot of the receipt. You're going to go to the 10K card and go to the section that says I'm ready. When you click I'm ready, you'll upload the receipt. You'll put in the information, all your socials, your websites, anything you want to put on your 10K card. And then 10K and his team will send it out to you in an hour or less. So this book is incredible. It has a lot of great detail around the P.I.L.L method. If you've never been in this room before and you came in because Bomani popped on stage, thank you, Bomani, for the support. Make sure you click the greenhouse at the top, follow the club. You can also read the about description that describes what the P, the I, the L, and the L stand for. And then we do this room Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time, and then Sundays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So the next room will be on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So make sure that you follow Don, click the always on notification next to the follow button, because what you experienced in this last example is something we break down in detail for 2 hours, 4 days a week. And then you want to tap in with them with the savings and earnings report so that you won't be dealing with the 30-year mortgage or a student loan for the rest of your life. And it'll show you exactly how to get that all paid off in 7 to 9 years. So with that being said, Dawn, it's 7:19 or 10:19 your time. Do you have a hard stop, or do you want to go through one more question? I know I
Okay.
have to go in 11 minutes,
Okay.
but it's up to you.
Well, let's go. Listen, I just want to thank everybody for
And
coming
Kirk, you
in.
can unmute now.
Okay, folks, I just want to make sure that everybody gets this information. It's been a very great room. We're going to let you go on time today. We just want to make sure that our moderators get an opportunity to do an outro. But Miss Gina, is she still on the stage?
Oh no, I
Okay,
just
okay,
moved her back down.
okay, that's okay. Miss Gina, here's what I want you to do. Make sure that you back channel 10K up top, right next to me. Okay, let him know that I said you're going to get a 10K card. And why am I going to do that? Because it's your clubhouse birthday. Number one, congratulations being on here for 1 year. We see your balloon. Number two, and most importantly, you are a real estate agent. Been that for 10 years. Okay. Do you know how many real estate agents I've talked to that know everything? And I could not share this information with them because they know everything. You were humble enough to say you didn't know, and you allowed us to share in your learning experience, and you helped a lot of people. That's why. That's why you're doing it. And listen, not on. So thank you so very much for coming to our stage and gracing it. And while we're doing the outros, um, Jared, I'd like to see if we can get Dr. Rachel to come up to do an intro outro as well. Would you please invite her up, because she is fantastic in doing what she does. In fact, could you put Lorna's link back up there? Um, uh, the this because of the Airbnb, because Dr. Rachel does a lot of good work in her Airbnb, which are luxury Airbnbs, and so we're trying to put these two folks together. So let's go ahead and see if we can put Lorna's information back up there. But Kurt, Jared, it's back to you, man. Let's go ahead and do our outro so we can get out of here on time. But thank you everybody for coming into the room. We grew the room from around 30 to 112 only because of what you guys did. I appreciate you. You helped a lot of people get this information. Jared?
And to correct you, the room actually went up to 370 at one point. I sent you the screenshot. So yeah, a lot of people were able to hear your example.
Wow.
But with that being said, Dr. Rachel, I invited you up. So just accept the invite and you can come on stage. And Cassie, sorry we didn't get a chance to get your question, but since you're on stage and I see you're a realtor, we'll let you go ahead and do an outro as well. You can promote your business to this audience as well as to the folks on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So with that being said, we're going to go through some quick moderator outros, and and then Don will finish it out with his closing thoughts. So
Well, listen,
Cassie, let us
hold
know
up.
who you are, what you do, and how people can get in touch with you.
Listen, I want to
Hi,
speak to Cassie
everybody.
right quick.
It's Casey. Yes, I am a realtor. I'm pretty new to the game, and Bomani's a friend of mine, so that's why he ended up coming in the room today. But Gina actually, kind of asked, and you guys answered everything I wanted to know. I do a lot of investment properties, so I do have a lot of mortgages, and I was the person, uh, you know, I guess I would say, saying, hey, put this money towards interest, thinking I'm doing something, but I'm not knowing if that actually came true. I'm not getting like a new, I guess, statement. So I guess my second part of my question would have been that, but I will join the room on Sunday and get that answer from you guys. So thank you so much. I'm a realtor in New York and New Jersey. And yes, I just made the Circle of Excellence here. I made Rookie of the Year. So thank you so much. Thank you. So, I come from the music industry and I was discouraged joining real estate just because everyone said, you're not going to make money, and I hit 6 figures my first year. So I'm just always open to learning. And this room was great. Thank you guys. And I will see you guys on Sunday. Thank you.
I
All
just met
right,
her a
Tiff,
few
thank you so
days
much.
ago. I
Oh,
didn't know
sorry.
that you were new. That's awesome. six figures, go ahead, girl. I can't
Yes.
wait to
Hi,
do our little
Olivia.
brunch. Hey, boo. I can't wait to do
Hey.
our little brunch.
Yes, me too. I'm looking forward to it.
Up next is Tiff. Thank you so much for coming on stage. Please give a quick outro.
Thank you so much. This is Tiff with the pink bubblegum, and I cannot get over the value of this room. I'm just blown away. This is something I've never heard except for in this room, and I'm super excited about it. My husband and I just bought another house just a month ago, and I can't wait to share this information with him. So this is Tiff with the pink bubblegum. I actually help people bridge the gap from what they should be eating to what they actually are eating with fruits and vegetables in easy to swallow capsule and gummy form. It's the most researched nutritional product in the world without a close second. So you know what you're putting into your body is not only safe, but it's going to do good things. It's going to help with your immune system. It's going to help with your cardiovascular system, with your skin, with so many other things, just like fruit and vegetables would actually do by getting tons of them going through your body. So if that interests you, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for having me, and I am super, super excited. This is Tiff with the pink bubblegum. I'm out.
All right, up next is Olivia.
Okay, I'll make it quick. Guys, if you guys didn't remember, you can follow me on Instagram, Millennial Realtor Live. I've been a realtor for 5 years, primarily assisting first-time home buyers and landlords. And I'm also a credit repair agent. Look out for us here on Sunday. Please make sure that you're following the club, the P.I.L.L method. Make sure you're doing that by tapping the greenhouse right on the top. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic. I said much earlier. Go ahead.
All right, Bernita. All right, Bernita might be away, but check out her bio and give her a follow. She's going to be doing a lot of amazing content, especially around Black History Month. And she's Black. It's Black History, Black Excellence Year for her. So definitely check her out. Up next is Valley.
Awesome. That was Gina. I've encouraged you. Please come back to the room several times because John goes through so many great examples that you're just going to love, especially being a realtor. I'm a realtor and I'm in Dallas with you, so I cannot encourage you enough to come back. But anyway, my name is Valley Sears Jones. I'm an agent in DFW. We love helping buyers fire their landlord and become the lord of their own land. We work with sellers and investors to liquidate assets and acquire many others. We have a financial literacy program where we will get your credit right so that you can buy a home. We specialize in home ownership. So if you need to reach me, you can reach me at valley10k.com.
All right, Credit Goddess.
Yes. Hey, everyone. Great room as usual. My name is Rosalora Lewis. I'm also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit. I not only help repair my clients' credit, but I also help them improve their credit so that way they can have a better lifestyle, best interest rates, best terms. That's what it's all about. So that way they can then apply the P.I.L.L methods. So that way we can save on interest costs and use that money to build generational wealth. That's what it's all about. So I am a credit score improvement strategist and a business credit consultant. So if any of you guys are looking for any of my services, you can definitely tap in with me at creditgoddess10k.com. That's creditgoddess10k.com. Thank you.
All right, Kirk.
Kurt had to go.
Oh yeah, Kirk can't do an outro today, but if you want to have your, you got it. All right. So yeah, if you want to have your omnipresence online when on Clubhouse, be on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or other platforms that you can think of, Don is the man to get you set up. So check out his bio, check out his Instagram, check out his webinars, and get in touch with him if you want to do what Don is doing by being omnipresent and having replayable content from every single room he does on Clubhouse so that he can have more impact for the time he spends teaching these rooms 4 days a week. All right, up next is the Wise CEO.
Hey everybody, thank you all so much for this amazing room again today. I get excited every time I come here. I'm Tiffany the Wise CEO. I'm an award-winning philanthropist, a winning entrepreneur, keynote speaker, writer, and I'm also the mom of an amazing influencer. He's got over 4 million followers and he is almost a full-time job as well. I help to spread my message of financial freedom throughout not only my community and in DC, but everywhere I go because I believe in the message of empowerment and ensuring that we are reaching as many people as we can globally, not just regionally. And as a serial entrepreneur, I have many different businesses, at least five, and I've been in the financial space over 25 years. And I'm so excited again about our $1 billion project that's starting here, that's going to even grow into and scale into a much bigger project. So through my free content here on Clubhouse, my online trainings, my virtual events, and I'll be tapping in with Rosa Lure, we're launching something amazing. We are going to be making a massive, massive difference on every single platform to help change lives and help you build a life that you truly love, like Don, who's over there in St. Thomas. Oh, I cannot. I got no snow up to my knees. But that's okay because we are here to help each other because teamwork makes the dream work, and there is no I in team, and it takes all of us to conquer this financial wealth mountain, and we are helping to build wealth in our community. So thank you all so much for being there. You can tap into me at ysceo10k.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jared Alberton. I do a lot of rooms on Clubhouse around just results. So I've been in the tech space for 15 years. One of the results I'm really proud of is through my rooms, be able to get over 100 people jobs in the tech space. And my focus really is on diversity in tech. As a Black man in tech that was rarely in rooms with others that look like me, it's been really great to have rooms that look like me, getting in contact with Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, you name it. And we actually have a room coming up next week on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you click on my bio, you'll see more information about that. It's in the Startup Club. And also, I'm partnering with Grant Cardone and the 10X Incubator to help get more diversity in the startup space. So if you have a tech idea that's just on a napkin or even more fleshed out, you can go to the link in my Twitter or the link of my Instagram, and you'll see the video of me explaining the incubator and the resources we can provide your startup. And then you can go ahead and submit your idea. And would love to work with you. Would love to not only break people into tech companies, but also help people of color and women actually create those companies to create generational wealth and opportunities for our community. And yeah, we're in this room Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. on Sunday Eastern Time. So make sure you click that green house, follow Don, follow all these moderators. If you're new to Clubhouse and you're like, I wish I could see more rooms of substance, then this is the cheat code. Follow every single moderator on the stage and watch your hallway dramatically change into really empowered, really informative, generational wealth building content. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it to Don so he can explain to you what this link at the top is all about.
All right, folks. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Is Kenyatta in the building?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
here.
Kenyatta, please, before I go, would you please go and then also tell us about the Get Access tour coming up in a few days?
Okay, you guys, I'm Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com, and I'm your official lender for the P.I.L.L Method Room. That means that I can assist you with your fix and flips as well as your business purpose loans. And we're inviting you to the Get Access tour. It's absolutely phenomenal. So many valuable speakers will be there dropping all kinds of gems. We're going to be in Atlanta February 19th. I strongly urge you to go. Your pockets will thank you. Your family would love you. If you would just take at least half of the nuggets home and apply them, you could change your life. And so again, go ahead to that link. And if you are on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, you want to go to don10k.com, 10klive.com, so that you can go ahead and grab your Get Access tour tickets. And so, as always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we've earned the privilege of your time. Back to you, Don.
All right, listen, I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Listen, folks, the Get Access tour is the place to be. I'm actually going to be there. The Pill Method is a proud sponsor of the Get Access Tour. And because of that, they actually let me in the building, and I'll be able to share more about how we do and what we do. And we'll have a few books there to be signed for you. So make sure your face is in the place. But the link at the top now is learn about, this is where we're staying. In fact, it's just stopped raining and the sun has come out. So you're going to be able to see. I'm going out on the balcony now, so you can kind of see what we're doing. Now it's windy, so I can't stay out here, but I want you to see, look at that boat I have in the background. Listen, this is where we're staying, folks. So I'm going to get back inside so I can finish it out. But take a look at that. Make sure you work with Lorna. Click on that link, and I tell you, if you book with her and mention the Pill Method, you'll get a discount. All right. So anyway, folks, get the book, get a 10K card, and go to ice10k.com. I'm sorry, ice10klive.com. Get the book. Get a 10K card when you do.
A 10?
Yes, I do. Can you tell?
Yes.
All right. Anyway, so get the book, and then also get a savings and earnings report from the same card, folks. You should know. You have a right to know how not to pay 75% more interest than you need to on these loans. We're going to show you the secrets on how to disrupt the bank's timing, which makes it impossible for them to charge you interest. So we're going to be right back here Sunday morning at what time Sunday morning? 9:30 Eastern. Okay, 9:30 Eastern Sunday morning for more valuable content that it's not free, because we had to pay to get it. There's a lot of work that goes into this, but it's complimentary to you. We're holding nothing back. Come ask your questions. And I want to thank you for being here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. I'm also looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta at the Get Access Tour, where the Pill Method is going to close the whole thing out. Okay, we're the final speaker of the day. You don't want to miss how what this information can do for you in person. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Kurt Nugent, take us out.